Hi everyone, I'm back. Today I have a little knit remnant here. It's just a small piece of fabric. It's folded here, and it has a little bit of stretch here. But not much here, so it's a one-way stretch and not a two-way stretch. It's really a cherry red color. It may be looking a little bit like burnt orange on the camera, but it's really a bright cherry red fabric. So you guys know I'm plus size, so I can't make a garment out of this. So today I thought I would just try an easy project and make one of the head coverings out of this pattern that I was gifted with. It has 7 options to choose from. And so I'll go through these with you and do a little prep work for that. So just to remind you, I did a pattern haul which included this pattern, but it's Easy Stitch and Save by McCall's, and it's pattern number M9261. So that's the pattern. Okay, so first things first, is it comes, there are 4 sizes: extra small, small, medium, and large. So I had to measure my head circumference, okay, and that came out exactly 23.5 inches, which is the large size. So I'll have to cut size large, L. The next thing is I had to test the fabric, this fabric, crosswise. It says to use 4 inches of crosswise folded knit, and it should be able to stretch from here, this end of this black arrow, to here. And that was, well, I have a one-way stretch. I did that, and it stretched past it a little bit. So now it's down to the options. Okay, so I've taken out the instruction sheets that were in the pattern envelope. So I'm looking at the options to decide. The first one, A, is just a headband, and it's a little bit misleading from the front of the pattern. This is A. So A is really just the brown headband that she has underneath this black cap. So A is not this cap at all. A is just the headband alone. So I'm not looking to do just the headband alone today. I'm looking to do a little bit more with that. B is the scarf, what they call a head scarf. That one looks like it needs a little bit more than the material, than the knit fabric that I have. It says here 1 1/8 inches, sorry, yards, 1 1/8 yards, and then you need a contrast band here, some more material for contrast, which I don't really have. So I'm going to eliminate B as well. I'm looking at C. I might go with C. C is sort of a a slouchy hat. Let me bring up the colored picture for you again. This is C, a sort of slouchy hat that she has to the side here. That's option C. So that might be what I can do with this material. But let's have a look at the others. There is D and E, and the difference between D and E is that E has a visor. So D and E are both head wraps with a tie at the end. So that's interesting. Let's see where D and E is. This is the front view of D, a little bit over the forehead and tied at the back. And this is E with the visor, a kind of a side view there. D and E. The one I'd really like initially when I went through the pattern haul was F. F looked interesting to me with these pleats, and I'm looking at F diagram here in the instructions. Seem to be some kind of pleats here, and this crown, a band that ties. So F might be the option that I choose. And G is this blue one here. That is okay too, that's not bad, except that I believe G needs a lining, right? G needs a lining and interface, sewing interfacing, which at the moment I don't have. I'm just going to be using this red material alone to make this project, so I might have to eliminate G. So I will either be doing C, D, E, or F. So to help me, I'll now look at the pattern pieces themselves. I'm flipping the instruction sheet. Let's have a look at the pattern pieces. The shape of the pattern pieces. This is A, the headband, 1A. The head wrap B, which is for the scarf, is number 2, 3, and 4, and I had eliminated the scarf. So C is the slouchy hat that looked interesting. So C is numbers 5, 6, and 7, a crown, a top, and a band, and that's all, 3 pieces. Let's look for 5, 6, and 7. 5 is here, the band, 6 the crown, and the top. So it's just these 3, 5, 6, and 7. So that looks easy enough. Let's look at the head wraps, D and E. There are 4 pieces, a center, a side, a band, and the visor that's on E. So that's 8, 9, 10, and 11. Let's look at the shape of 8. 8 is here. Looks as if there's some darts to be done here for 8. 9 is the side. 10 is the band. And 11 is the visor. So that's not too hard either. That's those 4 pieces. And F, which I am still kind of leaning to, is just 2 pieces, 12 and 13, a top and a band. Let's look at the shape of F. 12, that's a top. It's probably on a fold and open out into the circle. And 13, this is the band. So that's all I would need to cut out of those pieces for F. G, I am not going to try for now because I don't have the lining right now. So, but G, I'll get back to one day. It's only 4 pieces. a crown, a visor, a crown, and a top. So the choice is the slouchy hat C, head wrap D and E with a visor, or F with the top and band only. So it's an easy enough choice. Let me look at the other end of the instruction sheet here. Oh, this is the layout, right? So for instance, C layout, you'd fold the two selvages like that and do the crown in the middle. So this is a guide to how to lay out the pieces for C and then D and F, which just had the two pieces. This is the guide to how to fold and get the band and the crown in. So decision. Let me see, which one am I going to go with? Will it be C? Will it be D or E with a visor, or will it be F? Let me know. Well, I'm still thinking. Have you made up your mind as yet which one you think I should go with? I decided to look at the instructions, the directions, to help me decide which one to do. The directions for C, hat C. Let me bring it down here to you. Hat C has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, so that's easy enough. So here is the crown. Oh, I think I've been calling this wrong earlier in the video. This is the crown, and what was the top I was saying the crown, and vice versa. This is really the crown, and the circle piece is the top. So the crown in hat C, it's just a matter of stitching a seam here, then attaching the top to that crown, another seam there, turning it out, attaching the band. This is folding the band, doing a center seam in the band, and then stitching the band around, and that will be all there is to that slouchy hat. So that looks like an easy make. Let's have a look then at D and E. D and E has 1, 2, 3, 4 continuous, 5, 6. Where am I counting? The numbers are there. Where does it stop? It stops at 14. So there are 14 steps to D and E. So that's a little tricky if I really want to do an easy project. This one may keep me a while, D and E compared to C. So I have to bear that in mind. Looks as if there's some stitching of darts, some stay stitching, pinning, casing involved, and then we get to the band, inserting elastic. Oops, they didn't mention elastic. Did I miss that there was elastic needed in the notions? I do have elastic though, so that wouldn't be a problem. So there's some casing with elastic there, and reinforcing this band and trying to hold this up. The visor needs interfacing before we come out with the finished head wrap D and E. So that has a bit more steps than C. F is just below here. F has 1, 2, I'm counting again, it's there, 8 steps here in the direction sheet. So F is a little bit easier than D and E, but the easiest one seems to be C. F involves pleating. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are some pleats there, turning it out, reinforcing the band, stitching the band that ties at the back. It's not too difficult, F either. So C and F in order of difficulty. C is first, then F, and then D and E. But that shouldn't sway me, because remember, they say it's easy stitch and save. So either way, either of these should turn out easy. But sometimes looking at the sewing directions give you a guide, determining on how energetic you feel for a particular project. Gives you a guide, helps you making the decision as to which option to choose. So it's decision time again.